Firstly, it enables the Attorney General to create a 2S LGBTQI+ community safety zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate propaganda within the meaning of the criminal code. It also comes with it a penalty of $25,000 if prosecuted successfully.
They want people prosecuted for speech? Oh no, this isn't good.
As potential weapons, certainly in Ottawa, with their presence in unknown interiors. There was no, serious violence. I am absolutely serene and confident that I made the right choice in agreeing with the invocation.
That's Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau defending his use of emergency powers to end the Freedom Convoy protests against vaccine mandates. He claimed that trucks were being used as potential weapons. Our next guest was at the Freedom Convoy and says Trudeau could have easily ended the protests by stopping his mandates.
Fox News World published April 5, 2023, 2:48 p.m. EDT. Proposed law would set football field-sized zone around drag shows, fine offensive speech up to $25,000. A civil rights attorney critical of the proposed legislation said it is content-specific and would penalize free speech and the right to protest. By John Brown, Fox News. A proposed provincial bill in Canada would empower Ontario's Attorney General to establish 100-meter safety zones around drag shows and other LGBTQ events in the province that would make harassment, intimidation, and offensive remarks punishable by fines up to $25,000. The Protecting 2S LGBTQI+ Communities Act, which was unveiled Tuesday during a press conference attended by drag queens, was proposed by MPP Kristen Wong-Tam, a member of the New Democratic Party NDP of Ontario. Drag artists have faced threats and intimidation all across Ontario over the past year, Wong-Tam said, according to an Ontario NDP press release. Businesses and 2S LGBTQI+ community members are being told that they can't be out and proud from Thunder Bay to Hamilton, to Guelph, to Stratford, to Welland, Ottawa, and even Toronto. New Democrats are giving Ford's Conservatives a chance to stop hate. The bill would allow the Attorney General of Ontario to temporarily designate locations throughout the province as 2S LGBTQI+ community safety zones, and anyone guilty of anti-2S LGBTQI+ harassment, intimidation, and hate speech within 100 meters of the designated address could receive a provincial fine of up to $25,000. According to the press release. Another portion of the bill would create an advisory committee made up lawmakers and members of the LGBTQ community to offer recommendations for preventing anti-2S LGBTQI+ hate crimes in Ontario, the press release explained. Wong-Tam did not respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment by time of publication. The Protecting 2S LGBTQI+ Communities Act would prohibit anti-2S LGBTQI+ harassment, intimidation, and hate speech within 100 meters of addresses designated by Ontario's Attorney General. The Protecting 2S LGBTQI+ Communities Act would prohibit anti-2S LGBTQI+ harassment, intimidation, and hate speech within 100 meters of addresses designated by Ontario's Attorney General. Alison Kindle-Pajovic, constitutional lawyer working with the Justice Centre for Constitutional Freedoms, told Fox News Digital that the bill would penalize free speech and the right to protest, both of which are protected under Canada's Constitution. What is notable about this bill is that it is content-specific, targeting specific speech, while other speech and protests which may be offensive to different communities would be allowed. She said, "It is deeply concerning that government could wield subjective terminology such as transphobic, homophobic, or offensive to target people peacefully and publicly expressing their concerns about sexualization and indiscriminate nudity before children." The attorney continued. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau attends the 2016 Toronto Pride Parade on July 3, 2016. Freedom of speech is the cornerstone of a healthy democracy. It is already a crime in Canada to engage in hate speech and criminal harassment, and the bar for those offences is very high. This private member's bill is attempting to do the same thing, except it is only targeting a specific kind of speech and has set the bar much lower, which could theoretically render Canadian citizens in violation of the law for speaking their views about the harms they perceive children are facing at particular events. She added, "The proposed legislation resembles the Safe and Inclusive Access bylaw passed last month by the City Council of Calgary, Alberta. The bylaw prohibits protests within 100 meters of a recreation facility or library entrance." The City Council also modified its current public behavior bylaw to include the term intimidation. According to the CBC, Pastor Derek Riemer, 36, was arrested and charged last month with one count of breaching a release order that prohibited him from being within 200 meters of events involving the LGBTQ community. The new Calgary bylaw came after Pastor Derek Riemer was arrested for allegedly disrupting a drag queen story hour put on by the Calgary Public Library that featured local drag performers reading to children. Riemer was arrested a second time and charged for allegedly breaching a release order that prohibited him from communicating with self-identified LGBTQ people or being within 200 meters of events involving the LGBTQ community. John Brown is a writer for Fox News Digital. Story tips can be sent to johnbrown@fox.com.